Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Been getting a lot of questions on if I had any ideas or knew of some ways to keep your tools from rusting. So I've lived in areas where rust is, the moisture in the air is just super high. When it comes to making sure your stuff don't rust, some of these have surface rust on them, the ones that I use a lot more, and I honestly do not believe it is from, just moisture in the air. It is more or less from things I've been working on. So, like I said, I don't get a whole lot of rust, but I have lived in areas where, you leave something out and it doesn't have any sort of lubricant on top to keep the rust off of it, the moisture, and they rust like crazy. So there's a few ways that I have seen on YouTube how people have been doing it. If you guys don't know already, I am not the biggest fan of blow mold cases. I freaking hate them. Unfortunately, I got to keep some of this stuff in here to keep it mobile. But obviously keeping your stuff covered, keeping it in the original cover they come in. Like if you guys have seen the snap-on socket rails, they come in, a plastic clear cover on top, keeping that on. But personally me, they take up a lot of space and I don't like them. So, I've seen people come up with different ways of taking care of them. You can get dry lube. I've done that before with my pliers. Where you get a pair of them and you spray them with dry lube, and it tends to keep the moisture off of them. But one thing I've found is it's a lot easier to find a way to keep the moisture from touching it versus trying to find a way to keep to repel the moisture, if that makes sense. I guess that's the easiest way for me to explain it. But what I mean by that is I've tried lubes, and it's great. But the thing is, if you're using your tools, eventually it's going to come off. And, if you forget about it or not consistent on, spraying it down however you want to. Because I've seen people do it. It's like my most used tools are constantly just chuck full of oil. So, they're not getting a whole lot of rust on them. But every once in a while I wipe it down. When I say every once in a while, it's usually every day I wipe my stuff down. So, at that point it doesn't have that lube on anymore and you're prone to getting rust. So, one of the easiest and cheapest ways, and two, it works super good to keep rust off your stuff is actually, yes, a drying chamois. So let me just show you why and how this works. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up real quick. Gonna be doing an oil change on this car. It's due. It's actually pretty thin oil, light oil. Couldn't really ever figure out why. Everything I read on the internet just said fuel economy, but yeah. So let's go ahead and pop this sucker open. All right, man, that comes a little damp. Interesting. But yes, let me show you guys. So, like I said, I've seen tons of videos. I've seen people, I think it's called Coil Tools, or don't quote me on that name. He had a video where he had a guy and he put like paper, this super thick paper stuff on top of his tools, and he said it seems to keep the rust off. They come with brakes anytime you buy like big brakes off like semi trucks, I think is what it was, or discs, or high-end discs. But if you're not buying that kind of thing, this right here works miracles. Literally just this. Yes, let me tell you why this is so effective. Because all the moisture in the air, what happens is it collects your tools, right? So they start building surface rust, and that rust eventually just starts eating into areas that are not as so So if you look at the inside of this socket, and this is a snap-on socket too, this is a 19 semi-deep. The inside wasn't as chrome plated, honestly, if anything at all, like the outside. So, you know, usually it starts off in here and you'll see them, and then it starts working its way through the chrome plating, and it's just a mess. So this will absorb the moisture, so this doesn't have to. So literally this is it. My recommendation is buy the biggest one you can, just cut it to fit your needs. But literally doing stuff like this, I hate blow mold cases. Again, they take up so much space and it's a pain in the butt. I like seeing what I can grab, what I need. I like just being able to grab it. This works miracles. Freaking love this. If you're going to, again, I live here in the state of Utah, pretty dry, arid environment, so we don't get a whole lot of surface rust. But for those of you guys that live in a state, or you know, really the Rust Belt, where you know, nice tools don't stay nice tools for a very long time, this is all you do. So a little drying chamois on here, and what happens is this collects the moisture, right? I've never seen them get bad enough where you need to like throw it in a dryer or anything. This came damp, so obviously that's one reason. But these things are incredibly absorbent. So again, try and find the biggest one you can and just cut it to the size of the, you know, section of tools that you need to cover. But literally just something this simple, I promise you, will keep rust off your tools, and it's gonna make them last a lot longer for you. So there's some things in here that I guess haven't gotten rust, but I mean literally it's that easy. So I picked this up at Walmart just to show you guys in the video for literally I think $4.90 something. And this is one of the smaller, cheaper ones. They have bigger ones, obviously more expensive ones. You don't need to go all out and buy the most expensive. Honestly, you gotta just get on Amazon and find the biggest drying chamois you can buy and just start cutting it to the size of your stuff that you want to cover, right? My recommendation, gonna save you a lot of headache, really a lot of money when it comes to tools. No one likes rusted tools. Obviously, you know, it just wears them down and shortens the life of the tool, but this is the best thing I have found and the cheapest, and it just works. You know, it's no fancy coating, no spray lubes, it's not messy, oily, gross. That's, in my opinion, I don't mind having, you know, spray lube or anything, but the biggest downside in my opinion, they're dust magnets. So this just keeps the moisture off. Again, guys, not to be super repetitive, but just wanted to give a good tip on how to keep your tools from rusting like crazy, especially for those of the live in the Rust Belt. Again, I've had a lot of subscribers asking if I know any ways. I used to live in an area, I used to live out in the Rust Belt, so I totally know what it's like to have to deal with rust and so much moisture in the air and trying to keep your stuff from rusting. So gonna be doing a little snap-on tool haul. I still haven't gotten everything in, but just to give you guys a little update on this thing freaking sweet. The biggest downside I hate about it, I'm telling you the truth, the runtime's okay. Again, Milwaukee doesn't have the best runtimes when it comes to their stuff. I'm assuming with the intensity of the light. I mean, this thing's freaking bright. So, but it works. The biggest thing I don't like about it is it's pretty heavy. This is a hat I take to work. Having this on top, it kind of weighs down on my brim quite a bit. So, not a big deal. You know, picked it up pretty cheap, so figured why not. But gonna be doing a little video when I do that snap-on tool haul video. I am gonna be giving a little update on my next giveaway, so stay tuned, guys. Hit the bell if you guys haven't subscribed yet. It's gonna notify you anytime I post a video, and that way you don't miss out on these giveaways, because when I do the giveaways, it's literally it's a quick video that comes out and you don't want to miss it, because sometimes those videos or the giveaways is only running for a limited time and you don't want to miss out on it. So any questions, drop a comment down below. If you guys have any part numbers you want, please let me know. And appreciate you guys for watching, sticking around, and catch you guys on the next one. Peace.